Let's try it. 1, 2. Yes, yes, people. Let me just check that we're live. Let me just check with the broadcast itself. I think we're actually here. Hello, people. I think we are actually live. I'm just going to get it up on my phone and check. I decided that I had been a little bit of just a lazy noble, in a lot of sense, a very lazy noble. So let's just, it looks like we're here. Yeah, we're here. We're live and direct. So you may have just seen that I attempted to do a stream on my phone with omsi, because I had unplugged the line in from my PC, and I did the stream, and I thought to myself that, to be honest, why did I not just plug the line in back in? So essentially the line in is broken, and it only comes in mono and not stereo. One of the essentially one of the RCA ends has actually snapped, so I've only got essentially one, and I was going to buy a new one today, but the electrical shop where I thought I'd be able to get one from, that there's like one literally just about 2-3 minutes up the road from where I live, and it's like a shop that does a bit of all sorts electrical wise, different cables, HDMI leads to audio leads. Thought I might be able to get one. That was essentially why it was all unplugged, and I just essentially haven't put it back, and God knows why the bus was just jumping like it had been on drugs. That was absolutely crazy. So if you did see the first stream, which I'm kind of hoping you didn't, because that would be awful. We can even pull this down, look. I didn't know that. So welcome yourselves to omsi 2. omsi 2 it's essentially a bus simulator game that was created by 2 German people, believe it or not. Cut the story short, they made this bus simulator game that, in my opinion, is probably one of the best bus simulator games that you will play, stroke one of the worst at the same time. So this bus simulator game is very old. It's been around for a very long time, essentially, and it's very buggy, it's very glitchy, but at the same time it is like, just in terms of what you do on the game, like, I know you're probably thinking, well, you go around and you pick passengers up. Well, essentially, yes, you do. You do go around and pick passengers up. I ain't gonna lie to you, it is a bus game. But just in terms of like the realism of it, it's not just like jumping in a bus and driving. Say for example you play Grand Theft Auto and you jump in a bus and you just press R1, R2, and essentially, your bus would accelerate. This is a little bit more, technical than that. So you've got to essentially do everything from programming your route, to setting up the ticket machine, to get, to even getting the bus to the right temperature. If I press W, as you can see, it sets the wipers going. If I press it again, essentially, it'll change the different like speeds. If I press H, it'll essentially beep. If I press L, my lights come on and off. If I click this button here, so I can actually indicate. If I think, is it B? Yeah, if I press B, that'll put my hazards on. if I press the little dot button, it'll take me off the parking brake. If I press this button there, the delete button, that'll turn my indicator off. If I tap this button, I can click it with the mouse. It'll actually open the door, so I can let passengers on and off if I so wish. And yeah, you can program routes. This one, for some reason, the en route board doesn't work for it. It's like the bus is essentially like, if I click this button here and I click this, I can set routes, but essentially from what I can see here, it's in foreign, so the bus actually isn't set up to be essentially programmed with this map really, and it's not the best bus in the world, but it was just something that I wanted to attempt to drive. It's a mod that I got online. So where are we? Essentially, where are we? And we are in the town of Scunthorpe. Now, this is one of the reasons, or one of the many reasons, why I've wanted to play this game for years. And not the Scunthorpe map, but essentially the fact that people make maps of like real places. So you can jump on bus simulators that have come out on Steam, you know, the actual, you know, like Bus Simulator 21, and you know, it's fictional towns. The graphics might look good, probably far better than this, but it's, you know, it's a fictional town, and there's nothing to really relate to. You know, it's buses that look like the real buses, but it's not the real buses. And then you've got this game where you can like literally get and download mods for maps of places where you've actually been on the physical real bus service. So Scunthorpe is where I obviously gig for Bounce to Your Drop. So for me, I've been on a bus to Scunthorpe quite a few times, and you know, I can relate to Scunthorpe quite a bit. So the fact that, you know, you can hop on a game and you can just drive around a location where, you know, where it's so familiar, is just an absolutely amazing vibe. So we're in Scunthorpe at the moment. We're in this little Mercedes bus. It's like a little minibus from the 90s, and I remember these buses because not the real thing, but I had a toy model bus, and it was one of these, and I can't remember whatever happened to it, but it was an East Yorkshire one. It was a little model bus. Can't remember where I got it from, but it was an East Yorkshire model bus. I think it's at my grandparents' still, and I think it's just on the shelf as an ornament. But I had a fascination at one point when I was a kid in getting like model buses, because when I used to play with toy cars as a kid, as daft as it sounds, I wanted to be as realistic as I could. So I wanted in my head like to be driving like playing with the best, most realistic toy cars I could. So I was never really too keen on like you know, like plastic Hot Wheels cars. You know, I wanted more cars that looked more realistic, and then I wanted, you know, like you know, toy model buses. So that was you know, so something as a kid. And this game, like I say, just relates to so much, like driving like, you know, buses that you'd actually ride on, and you know, seeing like, you know, drive a game in SO garages. It just always struck me to it, and years ago, or until really recently, I never had a PC that was fast enough to run it. You know, it was never fast enough to run omsi, and I didn't even know until the other day that this game was on Steam, because I actually bought it on disc ages ago, and it never worked. For some reason, it just would not install the disc, and I gave up in the end and thought, you know, maybe I'm just never going to be able to play this game. And then I found out the other day it was on Steam, and I decided to get it, and I thought it's a little bit of a sort of like, you know, hit and miss. You know, I could download this and the PC just might not run it, or I might download it and then, you know, oh, it actually runs it, and it does. it actually runs it, so it's quite good. So like I say, I've got a Scunthorpe map on at the moment, and it's a really good Scunthorpe map actually. He's done a good job. He's done a really good job. So it's going to be a little bit hard to drive this with me holding a microphone at the same time. But what we're going to do is we're going to I think essentially we've turned the bus on, but for some reason I'm not hearing essentially what I was hearing before. I don't know if that's just like an error that's occurred. The bus seems to be rocking just ever so slightly. Let's see if we can. Yeah, so I can't actually move forward at the moment. Ah, there we go. I didn't start it up correctly, or so as it seems. So I think if I just put the parking brake back on, you'll hear it rev. Nice revving sound. Go back to the outside. Oh, we're going under the map there. Have a look at this. Madness. And then if I take the parking brake off, apparently I seem to have forgotten how to do that. I'm pressing the original button. Okay, very weird why we're not actually setting off. Oh, hang on a second. Nope. Right, no. Ah, there we go. I didn't put it into gear. Sorry, that was my bad. It had gone into neutral, and I essentially had to put it into gear. So we're at a petrol station at the moment. So I will warn you that I am a terrible driver on this game. And one thing that I really do hate about this game, we'll just stop again a second, is so obviously if you imagine like a PC keyboard, you've got like the letters and the numbers, and then you've got like the arrows, you've got delete, insert, and then after that you've got like numbers again, so you've got like another section of numbers. Now the acceleration and the brake is 8 and 2, right? So if you imagine you've got 8 to accelerate, you've got 2 to brake, right? In between that you've got number 5. Now when you play Euro Truck, it's the other arrows, and the bottom arrow is right underneath the top arrow, and I always keep pressing the 5 and then wondering why I'm not slowing down, and then realising that I haven't moved my finger low enough down, to essentially brake. And turning is really hard on this game as well, because with the turning arrows, again, because that 5's there, you've got that extra length, so it's a bit more further between the two buttons. But the turning arrows, they're better than the acceleration and brake arrows, but they're still not the best, if you get what I mean. So, and this game is, by the way, it's supposed to be set in the 90s, but you can mod it, and you can drive like modern buses. It doesn't look too good when you're driving like a new 2020 bus or something. and you're driving down the street and there's nothing but like cars from the 90s. As you can see, it does lag a little bit, but for me it's playable. So where we are right now is Lidl. So you can see a Lidl there, which just doesn't look the best. It definitely needs a bit of an upgrade. And just up from here, there was a takeaway where I've eaten many of times. And just over here, you can't really see it too good because it's not been designed all that well. But there's a chapel building here, as you'll see just on the right. And that is essentially where I gig for Bounce Do You Drop. That is the Light nightclub. So some of it isn't all that realistic. There's some of it that is a little bit like you know, like not the best. We're not going to indicate. It's just too hard. You know, like when I'm trying to hold the microphone as well. And as you can see, like if you come down here, as I'm going to take you now, you can see the building's end. And that's because essentially there is, you know, it's the end of the map. Essentially the guy's not built any more of this map. And this is, you can see a bus up here. And this is what I like about the realism of this map. If we come a bit further up, I think it's at a bus stop, but if you come up here, look, now this is what I like. Now this is a CCAT bus, as you can see just in front of us. And that is actually the bus that comes from Hull to Scunthorpe. And I just think that is crazy, and it's actually on the right road as well. So like this road is actually where that bus would come down. Do you know what I mean? And that is like the craziness of it. So we're just going to turn around because this is still a dead end. This is a 2020 update, so I thought maybe it might have come up this road and it might have actually like done something to it, you know, like to make it look a bit more better, or it might have like added you know, extended this road, but it looks like he's focused on some other areas instead. I haven't got a clue. Like I could not tell you like if the guy is still making this map. Like we're nearly 2023. This is 2022. This is a 2020 version of this map. The version before was a 2016 version that was even worse than this. You know, like it was just like loads more stuff that like wasn't built. So like I say, I don't know if he's like still working on it. I don't know if it's just something where he comes back to it every now and again, or if he's just at a stage now where he's thought, you know, everything's there for the routes that you need to drive on this map. I mean, obviously, you're not going to drive from Scunthorpe to Hull. That's just, you know, that's not going to happen. However, you know, all the routes up in Scunthorpe, you know, you will most definitely drive them. So, you know, so I guess if he's got all the main routes sort of, you know, is there really any routes that really completely the best in the map? But then again, I'm not really sure. It's, you know, I guess it just depends really. It looks like that bus is going to the, looks like it's going to the bus station, which looks rather nice on this game as well, actually. So, and one thing that is a little bit unrealistic about this map, but you know, the guy's still done a good job, and you know, you can't knock his work as such. But what I will say is there is a lot of textured buildings that are repeated. So like there is another one of these pubs, you know, a bit further somewhere else on this map, and some of the shops as well. They're just like he's used the same textures and just repeated them, probably just for fastness. You know, you're driving down the street, you know, he hasn't got every shop name exactly correct as it would be, but at the same time, you know, you get the general gist, and it does still somewhat look like Scunthorpe, so, you know, you can't knock it in that sense. And I suppose like if you were to texture like every single building to say exactly what it does in real life, and you know exactly look perfect, you know the map would just take even longer. Another annoying thing is red lights. I mean, I suppose we don't have to stop at them, but you know we could go Grand Theft Auto style. But red lights, they do take a hell of a long time. So it's so like you're sat at them for ages. Like literally, you're sat at these you sat at these red lights, man, for time. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy. But there's so much realism in some of the textures. You can see he's caught some of the shots there. And he's just caught like the roof of a car. But they're honestly, there's a lot of realism to this map. And realism is something that I am a big fan of. Jeez, we are lagging and jumping. You got me jumping and moving and jumping all around. And now we're heading into a house. Jesus Christ, what the hell is going on here? Slow down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, that was the most weirdest experience. Also as well, you can drive through buildings, which is why I essentially do that instead of... Jeez, we're jumping again. Holy. Maybe the bus just doesn't like that street. I honestly really do not know what else to say. Like, other than it just must not like the street, because it is like jumping all over the shop. Holy smoke-a-roonies. All I wanted to do was follow that 350C cat. And we're like a happy bus on wheels. Look at this cat here. Oh, we're just all over this shop. Slow down. Stop. Right. Right, I think we're at some, like, I don't know where we're at. But at least we've kind of somewhat stopped jumping around. Oh no, we've started again. Oh, I kind of want to get off the street. I'm playing on the PC, bro. I'm playing on the PC, Rob. But we're having some lagging times, man. I have got no clue as to what is going on. There's another bus coming up. The bus has actually just turned the engine off. Wow. How laggy is that? Let's see if we can change bus. Sometimes changing bus crashes the game, but yeah, we're probably, yeah, we've crashed. I think we've crashed. Probably. Oh no, we've loaded. Let's see. If I go to, we'll go to London City Bus. It should load in a moment. If not, then it has crashed, but we'll see. If it loads the texture of the bus in the little picture, like you can see here, it's not fully loaded it, so that does probably mean it's going to crash. I have set it to stagecoach. You can see it's like trying to load it, so, and yeah, as you can see, the game has as a matter of fact just crashed. So it's probably going to freeze on that screen for you and then go blank. For some reason it lagged and crashed. Don't know why. But there you have it. So that is OMSI 2. Not the best stream, but definitely better than the first one. And yeah, Like, comment, share. We'll see you next.